if you expect to find answers on anywhere, it's Reddit. Reddit always has the answer, dude. That's what I've learned.
It's actually true.
Team discussion? No. Wikis? Sometimes. But Reddit always has an answer. That's what I've learned in my years. Okay. I just don't know if I feel like doing the solo sim right now while I'm a little baby weakling. But
you know, whatever. We don't even need answers, clearly.
I don't think anyone needs answers. Answers are too convenient.
True.
I could just try and get to the max level, though. Nah.
Not the worst idea. Yeah, I agree. That's a stupid idea.
I just mean I don't think it really matters.
The Revivalists.
You said this one was really easy, didn't take long at all, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Bunch of S ranks. Ooh, that one's a C rank. That's kind of weird.
It's a C rank for you? That's
yeah,
rough.
it took me 17.5 minutes.
That is kind of rough. I think we fine with our weapons.
Oh yeah, I forgot I have a super cool sword.
I'll make the difference.
I am the difference. And I got food buff? This will be easy.
This might take forever, dude.
Here goes.
I can't be convinced that missed when it went straight through him. Cut him in half.
Why do these things have to be so tanky?
there.
I can't take 4 minutes on each of these.
Here goes. Don't let me down. Here goes. Weakness. Weakness.
My timer's still counting. Maybe that damage versus dragons would actually be pretty good. These or that guy's at least considered a dragon.
I'll take iframes. I definitely should have gotten hit by that, and I couldn't dodge, but
Dragon
you know?
makes water and confuse. I think one of my weapons is just water and confuse. What does that mean this thing is? Fire or something?
Good question.
I'll just put it into fire and water. Okay. Oh, if it's weak to water, I should probably... Imbues weapon with water. Okay, I probably should just unequip these two. Yeah, how do I do that? R? Nope. Not even close. Because I'm gonna do it with controller. Equip. Equip. This is... Okay. We should be good with this thing. Then we should probably change all these things to water, maybe? Might as well. Okay. Probably have something to strengthen water attacks, honestly. Or fine. We're gonna sweep forward this dragon. This guy won't be nearly as tanky as the other dragon.
Of course.
I don't know if I'm actually on fire or not, but I'm gonna...
Make yourselves useful. Don't let me do
Making decent time, but I have a feeling this last thing's gonna be a bit of a menace. Ooh, it's weak to light and poison though. That might be good for me. Did you do all the quests yet? Yes, we did do all the quests. Sort of unity. Max level yet?
I'm actually gonna
Close.
lose this, and I don't want to.
Okay, well, weak to light, so I might just take off his other moves. He's just spamming light moves. And then Mad Blood over here. Probably resisted dark. I don't know if I have any light moves. I might just be working with it. And then that. It's probably our best bet. It's kind of a weaker sword, but if it's weak to light, we'll be doing good. I think we're fine. It'd be great to get this done.
I'm not sure I'll be able to take anything higher than this. In fact, I'm not even sure I'm going to be able to take this one. Okay, it scared me for a second when it didn't give me iframes.
Here goes. Weakness. All yours. Here goes. Weakness. Here goes. Weakness. Here goes. Here goes. Weakness. Oh, they think we're too good. Here goes. Weakness.
Easy, wasn't even close.
Here goes. Weakness. Here goes. Weakness.
Easy. I think I beat that a little bit fast. The 4 legs bad. I feel like this has to be like the end. I don't want to fight these stuff. Yeah. I assume the Wave Worm and the Nightmare King are the bosses there. I don't know if I can knock those out. You know, truly though, I think getting that gold ingot Jared, will do a lot, because it seems like everything's a dragon type. As Jared completely ignores me. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe getting that gold ingot wouldn't be such a bad idea. I didn't realize like everything was, because I'm pretty sure the Nightmare Rook thing is? Or maybe it's fairy?
The Nightmare King is plant, and the Nightmare Rook is fairy.
Gotcha, but the Wave Worm's a dragon. So.
Yep.
Seems like it'll be good. And it's like 1,000 damage, so. But of course I don't have any gold ingots. And I also need 3 pure bronze. How have I not gotten any of those? It's like I'm not going to be able to do it unless I have something like this, right? It's going to be like impossible. Those things are so tanky for no reason. Unless it is just spam mana items, then use the thing. But I feel like there's no way my stuff's gonna be doing that much. Right. It'd be nice to know if this was like the last one, but I really doubt it is. Seeing as it goes past 20, it's probably at least 25. Why? Why do they make this so annoying? I just don't know how we're really going to beat this, and I don't really want to sit here and grind. Believe it or not. Maybe I can see this.
Why can I not lock onto this guy?
Let me get a text message. Huh. AI. Let's see here. No. Many.
How am I supposed to play the game if I can't lock onto the enemy?
It doesn't seem like there really is a lot of good information here. It seems like this is like impossible, Jared. From what I'm reading. Seems like people say it is miserable and that once it like locks your difficulty at higher things.
That would make sense. Because I was only able to use like less items in the Nightmare King fight.
Yeah, well I'm pretty sure it says stage 20 is locked to hard, and then after that it's locked to expert. That's why the stage 20 was so difficult.
That makes sense. That's why the stage 21 was even worse.
I just don't even know, like, what do they expect you to do? Like, literally sit here in the Colosseum for hours grinding out these things, have your people an okay amount of gear? Like, I don't understand that. Because, like, I don't even think having the dragon weapon would make it that well, because you have it, don't you?
Yeah.
And did it make it really easy?
Makes dragons a little bit easier.
Well, I mean, in, like, the stage 21.
It was still pretty rough, actually.
I just don't know what you're supposed to do, though. Is there something we're just missing? Or everyone's missing? I don't really see how you're supposed to do this. But I'm almost saying, just go for every other achievement, and then heck this one. Because it seems like it's just going to be an awful grind. And, yeah. Pretty much only that. Let's see the achievements. Stop barking, bees. Awarded for getting a match of Higgleties. Awarded for acquiring 30 songbooks, overcoming 50 skirmishes. It also says for completing 100 errands.
Yikes.
But what's that? Like Taskmaster?
Swift solutions.
Awarded for an S rank solo slug or solo CM slug clearance. For in S rank? Or all S ranks? Awarded for maxing out Martha's thing. Awarded for maxing out Wizard's Companion. Awarded for maxing out Gizmo Supremo. Points. Okay. Well, how do we even get some of those? Like you said, they might just be in the labyrinth or something?
Might be.
And also, what's a matching set of Higgleties?
It's a great question.
And where are all these songbooks? I think I'd be fine getting everything except the Colosseum thing. Because honestly, I feel like there was something like that in Kuni 1 too, wasn't there? Either specifically the Coliseum or
There
just...
was the Colosseum.
Was that the annoying
Apparently.
thing? Or was it a different annoying thing that was like endgame grind?
I don't remember.
Well, the annoying little freak, or I should say your worst enemy is here, oh baby. Yeah, I don't know how much longer we're going to be streaming, because they said once dinner's done, we're going to be chilling downstairs for New Year's Eve stuff. We figured we'd do a stream. But yeah, how's it going, Belle? Yeah, but I'm just not sure what they expect, because, I don't know. I just say, like I said, just ignore the Colosseum. How's the rat doing? I don't know, how's the rat doing, dude?
That's a good question. I don't think I really do. I just kind of am.
I know he's also mad at the game right now. Not like mad, but game
That's
being
fair.
stupid.
I would prefer to be able to do this.
I just hate
Again,
achievements
there's
like
just something
that in
so satisfying
games.
about like getting better gear. Then it's like, ooh, but you actually kind of can't.
So how do you even get these maxed out things? Because it seems like I'm missing 2 Martha's Methods, 2 Gizmo Supremo, and then 4 of the Wizard's Companion. But they said it was like in the labyrinth or something, right? But we completed the labyrinth. So if anything, I would see it being these like doors. But they aren't rewards for completing the Colosseum, are they? Like I doubt these later ones are.
They could be. I'm pretty sure the one I'm trying to S rank right now gave me a mage manual.
But there's no way to like do this, right? Like the numbers are just so low. Like I don't see how you're supposed to. Yeah, the manual of the magicians for this one. But why and how? I just feel like that's so terrible, right? I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really thinking, Jared, that we just get these couple achievements we can, like probably the songbooks, and if we can get the other things, like the other 2 masteries, and then maybe even ignore the skirmishes. Is there a way to check how many skirmishes we've done? Can I see a progress bar?
If you
course
go to
not.
your library, you could probably check how many you've completed. You know, vital statistics.
I think if I have
Something
less than
along those
20,
lines.
I'll probably do it. But if I have more than 20 to do, then I really don't feel like doing it. I just hate games that's like, to 100% them, it's literally just terrible. Like, I don't think any solo game should be this grindy to complete. Where is it? Library?
It might be here.
Vital statistic. Oh yeah, and then errands. Oh, I completed 88 though. I'm close to the.
I completed 109, so
You did. Interesting. I'll probably get that first. Doesn't say it here anywhere. Skirmish, 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 skirmish.
it's like Control F. That'd be pretty convenient.
You can. Oh, number of skirmishes.
Number of skirmishes.
26.
28.
That's gonna be so annoying though. How is it only
I
been
can agree.
26? I'm going to Swift Solutions. We're going to the gold pole one. What about the songbooks? Are they just in chests that we have to find?
Good question.
Welcome to Swift Solutions.
I don't feel like getting some. Okay, well that's a lot I could complete. But it's not the amount I need. I think I need to complete 12, including 10. I wonder if there's like, can we just redo the same skirmishes? Because it kind of didn't seem like that was the case. Even still, that's gonna take a while. They complete the same skirmishes over and over again.
Oh, by the way,
I'm also gonna see in Evermore how many of the songbooks I have. But I assume they're probably in specific locations. Hopefully they're not Silverseam rewards. Especially because they're S-rank rewards. I don't know how anyone goes through this stuff. Like, again, Hi-Fi Rush? Like, okay, Have a Nice Death I can understand. If you just, like, enjoy the game or, you know. That's, like, okay. I can understand doing some of that stuff. Because I feel like it doesn't even take that long, you know? However, like, a game like this and, like, Hi-Fi Rush, you cannot enjoy the game that much. I mean, like, I physically and mentally find it impossible
Thanks
to
very
enjoy
much.
those games as much to complete that stuff.
Hey there.
I just don't see it happening. Okay, so what order does this go in? I'm only missing 2.
2 songbooks, or
Yeah. No, Kuni, songbook. All songbook locations. And hopefully it goes in like a good order. Give me to the west. Does it say what they're called? Because it just says songbook. Well, I guess I can try getting this one. Found in the No-Go Plateau outdoor region north of the Rolling Hills Blue Treasure Chest.
Goodbye.
sounds pretty specific.
Is the No-Go Plateau an actual place? Or is it just that area? Oh god, yeah. I feel like there has to be some way to like cheese the Silverseam or something, like poison, you know? Because I can find a poison weapon and work it. It works. What's the button here? Says No-Go Plateau. Okay, there's a No-Go Plateau. And it says north of the Rolling Hills. Okay, so just found the No-Go Plateau. That's not very descriptive, but we'll see if this one's even it. Because if it is number 3 and stuff, then we'd be chilling. Because then I can just find out the order of the other one. I'm not seeing any blue chests though. I'm assuming you're probably missing it too.
Probably.
Oh wait, I think I found it. There's a regular chest and a blue chest. I don't know. I just don't know if I feel like doing skirmishes. If there's like an easy way to do them, then I'll do it. Like fast ones or something, where it's just like pretty simple. But if it's gonna take me more than like an hour, I don't know if I'm gonna do that.
Okay, so I imagine I only have songbooks in my inventory if I haven't turned them in. Because otherwise, I have like 6 songbooks.
Yeah, well, some of them are just quest rewards, so for a fact, you have to have more than that. Okay, but then I need to figure out this other one I'm missing. I could have just gotten them both at the same time, but I wanted to make sure this is how it was instead of finding a number that was completely irrelevant.
It's fair. Okay, so where'd you check these?
Thanks very much.
I'm just on the site. I could probably help
Hey there.
too if
I mean, like, how do you know which ones you're missing?
count.
What do you mean? Where are you checking? Just your inventory?
No, the Symphonium.
I see.
Oh, come on, I can't count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Okay, from boss battle. Okay, so it's 13. 13 backwards. What? 17? Well, I'm guessing it's not that. I'm gonna assume it's number 18 I'm missing. It says the Rubby Ruins, because it's in a treasure chest. So I'm gonna assume that's it.
Goodbye.
Okay, where is the Rubby? It acts like
So
I
even
know where
not
the
there.
Rubby Ruins are. Any idea, Jared?
I think they're near the water place.
The water
Or
place?
no, that's the labyrinth, isn't it? Yeah.
The Rubby Ruins?
Rubbly ruins.
Well, this one says Rubby.
I don't think there's both. Could be wrong.
Rubby Ruins. It'd be pretty dumb to mess up Rubbly with Rubby. The Rubby Ruins. Okay, well, I'm gonna assume that you're probably right on this. Because
I usually am right.
that's definitely the case. Is there a blue chest right near the Rubby Ruins?
I have to go back into the well. And go to like the very end.
Here we just say, found in Rubby Ruins outside area. Okay, well, there's kind of a lot of outside area.
It's actually the entire world if you think about it.
Maybe this is it. It's a blue chest. It's not exactly, I wouldn't say near the Rubby Ruins. That's it. How are we missing like different ones? Why'd you go around to get these ones?
That's a good question.
What a weirdo. What a weird guy.
I'm just an explorer, what can I say?
This is 31 songbook locations. But we only have to get 30. But then if that were the case, I would have gotten it.
Thanks very much. Hey there.
Intriguing.
Well, this should be all of them. All of them are here. So... I'm gonna play them all and see if that counts as them,
Goodbye.
Okay, we did get it. We did get it.
Nice, nice.
Usually when it's a rare achievement, though, it shows like the diamond and it makes a sound. Whatever. Okay. And now there's... what? Errands, which we're getting close to. Matching Higgledies.
That just means they have to have the same accessory. Which will also teach you something very interesting.
Gives a crazy buff.
No.
Okay, well, I really want to change all my people again. No, I'm just gonna
That's
take a
good.
picture, actually. I cannot remember. That is
I
on
also
my
took a
face.
picture.
Boop, boop. Why is Flash on? Okay, so just have to look similar. So, what?
I went for goggles.
Okay. Can it just be hats, too?
Probably. Pretty sure we only have like one accessory. How's it telling me I'm supposed to get here? Because, I don't know. This seems much more out of the way than whatever I did.
That's a sword in their head. Those are goggles. Give me a hat, bro. The Higgledy Gaggle. Top hats. 4 behatted Higgledies team up and have their hardiness increased a little. Wow, that's so crazy.
Might need their skills used more often.
That sounds way better.
At least it's not like a super Omega important set bonus, but also it does seem pretty good. And I'm surprised the best group of Higgledies that I came up with didn't have them.
I agree. But also weird
Yeah,
that
you
they never
know,
said
this
anything.
was kind of out of the way.
No, just need the other 2 things. But I don't know where to get them. Skirmishes. I'll mess with them. But I'm guessing if I'm missing 2 of these things, they must be somewhere specific. But I really hope it's not Soloseum. But where do we get them? Check the world, see what I got going.
Not the worst idea.
Oh, Martha message manual. These aren't help. I got total 10 from dungeon chest. Okay. First you open in the garden of chests in those maps. Make sure that's not very useful either. But I'm missing 2 of each. That's what makes me think it must be something different.
I think I might have miscounted this, because something tells me I defeated these ones that I get from Tainted Monsters.
Tainted monsters?
Yeah, the songbooks.
Maybe to knock them out. Any more tainted monsters chilling?
No.
Weird.
This guy needs to stop lying to me.
Okay. Well, I'm guessing there is like 30 floors, and that's where we get the rest of those manuals. Maybe. Well, it says
Okay. So where's this one in the Rubbly Ruins?
kind of more near the water, like next to that weird bridge to the side. That's like between the bridge and the ocean and the Rubbly Room. Triangulate. There's a red chest next to it. But you're not even missing it.
I am.
You said 12, 19, and 20.
Yeah, that was wrong. It was 12, 18, and 19.
Well, it does say that you need. It says they'll be on expert and require you to utilize the wizard's companion.
Hmm. So how close is this thing to the bridge?
Not very. I just don't know if I really care about doing the Soloseum if I have to utilize the stupid thing, which makes me play on controller, and who knows how good it'll even be. I doubt it's gonna be like, oh wow, I can like 2-shot this guy. It's probably just because it's a way of doing damage while slowing time. But it's like, that sounds annoying. Just imagine if you have to like sit there and do like 80 spells to kill one monster.
Yeah.
But to be fair, you can exploit weaknesses and stuff. I feel like that's just terrible. But that kind of stops us from getting like all of these achievements then.
Oh man, what a shame.
It's just annoying.
This has got to be the chest. It is. Whoa, a rare achievement. That's a cool weird diamond thing that appeared.
Weird. Let's do 50 unique skirmishes for this achievement. I.e., you must complete all skirmishes.
So that's how it works. Interesting. I don't believe them.
You now change from gold into a blue color to indicate completed skirmishes. For this achievement, you must do 50 unique for this achievement, i.e., you must complete all skirmishes. Simply replaying one skirmish over and over again does not count towards the achievement, nor does hard mode count. Open world skirmishes are on a rotation base. This means not all skirmishes will show up on the world map. You'll need to constantly reload your save file to change what skirmishes will appear.
Huh, dang, I'm so disinterested, it's not even
I highly
funny.
recommend using a spreadsheet I made to keep track of your progress, as you will only be able to tell if you've completed it or not by the availability of hard mode, which is unlocked means you have done the skirmish before. Okay. Well, that looks like a whole lot of skirmishes that I'm not gonna do.
Got him.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. Wizard Companion, Martha Method, Salsium, Gizmo, Skirmishes, Labyrinth on hard mode, which I theoretically could do, Roland's Journals, which I theoretically could do.
I think I'm just gonna try and get these last two remaining errands done, and then never look back at this game again and pretend it never happened.
And
New
what
year,
never
new
happened?
me. Exactly. Exactly.
Welcome to Swift Solutions.
Take on tasks.
Okay, but I get this one done. Need a fishy. Obtain some siren salad. I just buy that from like one of these food marts.
By the way,
That'd be a lot easier than going back to Evermore, but I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
anyway.
Sure.
You can choose to go for those things, Jared, if you want, but
Pass.
I mean, it was pretty fun completing that thing on hard mode. I'm not gonna lie. Also getting the rolling things, really, really fun.
Are you ready to order?
My cuisine. Bye-bye.
Take
Now,
your time.
this
See
game
ya.
was very disappointing, Jared, I will say.
Nah.
Am I glad I played it? No. Honestly.
This is the most innovative shooter I've played in years.
I just feel like it was just a bad game. Really. To be fair, I think the DLCs probably made it better for the most part. Except
Yeah.
the Soloseum was just a
I feel like the
stupid-
DLCs, the story,
welcome
good.
to
You know, I
Swift
feel like a lot of what they
Solutions.
did with the DLCs was good. And then they just made some stuff impossible, and a lot of stuff forced you to play on higher difficulties, which isn't actually how difficulty works.
By the
I
way,
get diamond for that achievement anyway. Personally, I think
Like, when have you played a game to where it's like, oh yeah, to progress, you actually need to turn up your difficulty? That's just, it's not it. It's not how it works.
I would just like to say that to end this game out, right? That first off, I just would not recommend it. I don't think the story's that great. I think the gameplay is extremely boring and repetitive throughout the entire game. As well as what's it? They didn't even introduce like styles or anything until way later in post game, and then also requiring you to use Ding Dong Dell in a lot of situations, and also like say requiring you to use Wizard's Companion in a lot of situations. Just stupid.
Yeah.
As well as just the equipment system, terrible. I think you can agree with that. Everything about the equipment system was terrible. A game shouldn't just be like super random. Just like sometimes you get lucky and get a really good weapon from a random spot in the game and you have no idea why you got it.
Like I say, the crafting system of like the Coliseum weapons was probably the best, and even then it's like, oh yeah, you complete this thing, so now you have a chance of getting one of these 3 materials, and you need 5 of
Personally,
each.
I think it would have been fine if they just gave you access to equipment after beating a Coliseum level. Like, oh, now you just unlock these weapons for everyone. Or
Yeah,
even if it
or
costs
even,
like
like-
some materials. Something.
Again, I think it'd be a lot better if it's like, oh, you completed this, now you get this, this, and this. Not a random chance at one of them, or all of them.
Yeah. Just something to make it more consistent, because again, that just seems
Exactly.
unfun. And again, just the
It's like,
amount
again,
of
getting a bunch of
grinding.
random materials should be the random part. Not getting the materials that you need, which is the whole reason you're doing it.
And just a sheer, like I said, amount of grinding for other things in the game. And also, I'm pretty sure you can agree, the Dreamer Gate things and the Labyrinth, also really bad. I think the Labyrinth was at least done somewhat better. But even still, I hated
It's done
all of it.
better.
I hated all of it. The danger level was stupid. Just the exploring the same floors over and over again, random enemies and random chests. It's bad. No one wants to do that. I guarantee no one enjoyed that. That wasn't like fun. It wasn't interesting. It was just exploring areas with no map and just hoping, again, to get something or run into bosses for XP. It's just like terrible. That's why I thought the Coliseum would be cool. Unfortunately, it was not. It was cool at first because like, oh look, it's just like little challenges and we get some equipment, some XP, and like we can craft better weapons. But then it becomes super grindy and then impossible, and then very specific things you have to do. And it's just like, I don't know. So a great way to just ruin the game. It's just again, you don't need to create DLCs just to extend the game by adding stupid mechanics. Like again, there's no
Like,
reason.
I think it would have been a lot better if it would just ended at level 20.
Yeah.
Even if level 20 was like, ooh, it forces you to be on hard mode, that super difficult challenge.
Plus, you'd have to beat all the things in the game to unlock the maxed out things like the Martha's Manual and something. What? So I don't get to use it for anything. Cool. I'm glad that's what they decided to do.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just, again, terrible. Terrible game design.
Again, you just gotta make, like, all the actual game really bland with just, like, one style.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and they just introduce a bunch of stuff that doesn't really, matter a whole lot later.
I would just argue
Or
the
is completely
game,
necessary.
the game is bad, and I would not recommend, truly, even with all the DLCs. Nothing will quite be as bad as Hi-Fi Rush to me, I think, ever. Because I literally can't think of a worse game. It had to have been the worst game I've ever
I don't know.
played.
I feel like there could definitely be a worse game. It was pretty bad, though.
I mean, I definitely didn't like Have a Nice Death. Like I said, I enjoyed this more than that. But, I don't know.
Again, I just feel like maybe kind of the opposite with this one, but Have a Nice Death was like, it had so much good stuff to it, and then it just had a lot of. It was like good game, but a really, really bad roguelite.
I don't know. I think it was overall just like kind of bad.
I feel like they just messed up every roguelite mechanic, and that's what kind of ruined it.
I just feel like it's something a roguelite, you know? Not even just having like more damage. That wasn't even my issue. It's just the fact that the entire point of games like that is to make cool builds and try out builds. And that's what's interesting about it. And unlocking new things to make said builds or to improve your build. It's like same as like Vampire Spire. It's like you're making progress in like a roguelike to make it more interesting every time. But that's not how Have a Nice Death was at all, because you couldn't choose what build you wanted. You couldn't even choose what weapon you started with. And everything was just repetitive. Like all the gameplay was repetitive. It was just quite literally never interesting, and you never like enjoyed it unless like towards the end you actually had a good build that you somehow made. But again, the heartbreaking part about that is then you like lose or you complete the run, and then you have to go back to just terrible builds for a while until you get lucky again. And so it's not fun. Like Hades is good because you can kind of influence the randomness. And so it's interesting, it's cool. And you can actually go for builds. Stuff, but Have a Nice Death's a random mess. Not fun at all. Like I said, Hi-Fi Rush, it would have been good if it was anything like Hexing. It's like, just go into the playing the game. And stuff like that. To be fair, I didn't go for like S rank stuff and the normal stages in Hexing, if that even existed. But again, I also feel like there shouldn't even be S rank. play the game. There should just
I
be
feel like especially in
difficulties.
something like Hi-Fi Rush, because again, for like the 15th time, their entire point is just like, yeah, you know, it's just kind of chilling, you know, you're just listening to music, playing the game, so why do you have to worry about being perfect all the time?
It's like you have to be perfect all the time, but you also have to get a certain score by using combos, but also doing certain things. But it's also
I
random,
mean, yeah,
and you
and
have
you
to.
also have to go fast, but you also have to explore everything.
Yeah, but it's
It's also fast-paced, but the stages also take 15 minutes.
more than 15 minutes, dude. Like,
I don't remember how long they took.
it took, each stage was like probably minimum 20 minutes. And if you were speed running through everything, like 20 to 40. That's where you're sitting at the stages. And plus the no hitting the bosses, like,
No hitting bosses, I just feel like, again, those are stupid
it
achievements
doesn't
to have.
work in a game like that. It's not like, oh, you click a button and you like dodge and it's crazy. It's like the bosses are just immune to things and do stupid things. It's just, I don't know. I just feel like they ruined every mechanic in Hi-Fi Rush. Like, again, the first stage was the only interesting part about the game, in my opinion. Like,
Yeah.
the characters' potential, the gameplay potential, but then they just chose to add only bad things and ruin the fun and ruin how everything looked. The fun and the music, it peaked in the first stage and then only went downhill. So, I don't know. And then they just make everything again just super grindy and annoying. Add the stupid S ranks, where it's not even like a fun challenge or like, ooh, you have to do things like really well. It's just like, it's the same with like Sonic Colors, where it's just do a specific thing that's kind of not how you should play the game, but just to get score and stuff. And it's just like, it's not
Yeah.
fun. It's not interesting. That's just how you get points, by spinning in circles on a wisp, you know, or by using a specific combo.
Yeah, and especially in a game like this, to where I feel like the score should be like, again, like mixing up things and doing like cool stuff, not just mashing the best combo. Which might not be how it works. I don't know how the score system works exactly. It
Yeah,
could
well, they
have
never
something
explained it.
built
So
into it.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
And also the little challenge rooms where it's completely random how the enemies decide to interact with you. That was cool. That was cool.
Yeah.
And then they made an even harder version, you know?
I
By
mean,
harder, I mean less
obviously.
cooperative. So you just flew. Again,
Exactly.
making
Like,
something like that, but you have no control over what the enemies do? Bad game design. That's just stupid. I don't know.
yeah, because again, it's very precise, and yet it isn't precise. You have to be precise, but it doesn't allow it.
Yeah. So, again, and then having to clear every difficulty with the best rank, that's just insane. It's like, obviously, I get that's 100%, but like, you would spend easily over like 200 hours trying to get that stuff, and you wouldn't have any fun with it. Same with the no-hitting balls,
Yeah.
so it's like, I don't know.
I just feel like if you're gonna make like achievements or something for a game, you know, you want people to like complete them,
And
right?
you want people to enjoy the
Again,
game.
clear S rank on any difficulty. Or even I might be able to accept like clear S rank on the hardest difficulty of each. Because again, if people want to like do that, like they enjoy the game, they want it to be difficult, then they can do that.
I think they'd have
But it's
to
like-
fix the rank system for that,
Again, if you're playing on anything above easy, going back to complete things on easy is just a complete waste of time. And if you're playing on easy, you're not going to be up to the other difficulties. So why have it for all of them?
though. Yeah, I agree. I think it's like okay in some action games, like saying Gungrave I didn't mind because it's like there was 3 difficulties, and so it's just like you play on normal or hard, then you just get to
Was there
do easier
achievements for it in
difficulties.
Gungrave?
Yeah, to complete the game on each difficulty, each stage. But again, it was like kind of fun because like average you'd play on easy, but it's like then you get to do an easier one where you can just run through and kill stuff, and then you get to do a harder one to do a challenge. But like say for me again, just I start on hard, so it's like I complete the game like interesting, and then I just get to go through on easy and like, mess around and have fun. So it's like that
I
makes
still feel like
sense.
that could work better, but it's definitely a lot
Yeah,
better than
I
having like 6 difficulties like
Like, it's-
Hi-Fi and stages taking forever. Because again, in Gungrave, it's just less. If it's just like easy mode is for like an easier experience, and normal mode is the intended experience, and then hard mode's just basically like 4 coming back.
Yeah,
Then it's like, again, then that really applies there. But again, if you just choose to play in hard mode, it's almost like you're being punished for trying to challenge yourself.
I just think comparing Hi-Fi Rush to any action game that I've played or any rhythm game that I've played, it's worse in both regards. So,
Yeah.
and also just add a super tedious thing to 100%. Like, a super tedious things. Multiple things. And just the gameplay to make it tedious and annoying instead of fun and smooth, like, you know, a game like that should be.
Yeah.
And then in this game, they just, like in Kuni, they just decide to plan story, okay, whatever, it's okay. But then the DLC is the only way to actually have an interesting story. But that's all post-game. The gameplay's boring until post-game. But then after you get to post game, all the stuff you're doing is repetitive, grindy, and not interesting.
Yeah.
And you're still fighting the same enemies throughout the entire game.
I had my problems, actually, especially with the enemy thing. Just a lot of problems with like the actual just main story, but I think the post game was way worse.
I think at
Because again, like
first
the
the post
story
game
was cool,
interesting.
and yeah, the story was cool. Just learning more about the characters, and like a lot of the things they decided to do were cool. Again, even just the Solcium and like some other stuff, probably, I'm sure. It's just, like
Yeah.
interesting stuff that's like again kind of extra, so it's like it makes sense. But why did they just decide to make everything so annoying?
And also, like, again, the stupid thing where it's like, oh, to complete the labyrinth, it's level 120. However, you can actually start at level 30. What? Why does it work like that? It's like same with like the dream quest. Like, oh, you can start at like level like 20 and then 30 and then 40. Like each time you get to an area, but it's gonna say it starts level 60.
Yeah, again, if quests are gonna update, then it's like just update the recommended level.
I don't know. That was a really annoying thing. But again, even
Again,
still,
we
then
just
it's like
done
it
all
feels
this,
like you're messing up
like,
the main game.
quest with Tyrant guy, but we couldn't because we happened to get the DLC that happens to say it's level 120 quest when we fought a level 40 boss and then got him back.
Yeah, and plus, like, say we could have probably had access to like Martha's methods and Ding Dong Discipline a lot earlier. Like, especially Ding
Yeah.
Dong Discipline. 'Cause we could,
But
like,
again, the Rabbit quest level 120. The entire Dreamgate quest level 120. Can't go into any Dreamgates, especially because they each their own don't have recommended levels, despite the fact that they certainly don't scale.
Yeah.
And it's also not really based on their area either.
I just think they did a terrible
Okay,
job at
okay.
explaining those,
Just rough.
and the fact that without the DLCs, it didn't even have that stuff. So it's like it was just boring as it was for the game
I
beforehand.
feel like they probably had at least the base Dreamgates without DLC.
Well, yeah, but I'm
yeah.
saying like they didn't have like a labyrinth, like any of the styles. But it's like again, they don't even introduce us to the styles or anything. It was just a terrible thing. It's one of those things
That's another
where
thing that I
again,
find
the
weird about the
only
Dreamgates.
way to like actually enjoy a game like this is knowing every single thing beforehand to understand how like.
Yeah,
even though
that's the thing.
still
It's
they
not
could-
even like a complicated game. They can just explain the correct levels of things and be like, oh yeah, by the way, there's actually a like pretty linear combo system rather than just mashing X or Y.
Mhm.
And also like there's a higgledy set bonuses. It's like, again, explain these things
And
so people
also-
know it.
How I feel is like things that are even gonna update. Like say, oh, we leave the thing, it's like, oh, Tanny has something to say. And then it gives us a high level quest. If it was just like, Tanny has something to say, so we complete that. And then it's like, okay, well now we should be at the next level for the next person. And then it introduces to another thing. Oh, you know, Tanny, you should probably continue with this quest. You know, just like a
Yeah,
nice
like I
reminder,
imagine
like,
that's
oh, okay,
because that's
now I
kind of
can
how
do this.
Tyrants was. At least how I imagine it would have been if
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been locked behind level 20 quest. But again, it's like he kind of just like grows along with you. It's like you get a new quest every like 20 levels or so. So it's
Yeah.
like, okay,
That's
yeah,
just-
kind of cool.
100% how they should have done the labyrinth and the dreams thing. I think that would have made that so much better.
Yeah,
Then it would've
especially because the
been
labyrinth. Again, it's like, ooh, level 120. Like again, we basically started doing it then, and then it's like, yeah, now you're gonna do this a bunch of unrelated stuff and like clears 100 quests or whatever, which you already have done because you've beaten the game. But we're not gonna tell you that's an available thing until before then.
I just
Actually, that was for the Winnower. Same effect.
I despise, and yeah, like you said, like the dream.
Again,
games
it
too,
just
like,
basically expects us to do it at the right level, but then doesn't tell us.
yeah, I just
Actually
feel
gives
like,
us misinformation, which is
you're-
actually worse than information.
Mhm.
No information. You get the point.
I just feel like again they should have made a lot of the stuff just more explained if they're gonna have mechanics, and like the DLCs that kind of tell you when to do them and stuff.
Just especially find it, like again, quest thing not showing actual recommended level lame.
Yeah,
But
I
again,
find-
stuff like the combos and the higgledy, like gaggle or whatever set bonus, is especially annoying because you can't really just find that out unless you stumble across it randomly.
yeah,
So it's like that's the kind of thing you should tell people because again, even if it's not like super impactful, it's like that's a mechanic in the game that they straight up never tell you about.
unless again they hint at it somewhere. But it's like it must have not been very well if we both
'Cause again,
ignored
like-
both those things.
Because I also noticed like the little box underneath your 4 higgledies, and I was wondering what that was for. But again, it's not like, ooh, this is where a set bonus will show up, or like even hint at it even a little bit. It's just,
Plus, it's also just the party tab. It's not the higgledy tab.
I mean, yeah, that's true.
So it
Also-
could be any sort of bonus. Like having a
And
higgledy
again,
for
it's also
person.
could just be a weird decoration thing.
I also think the tactics
again,
tweaker was
it's
dumb.
not like a-
Why not just allow us to max
completely
it out? There's like, what's it really stop?
But it would be so busted. I mean, we're already switching things to the most effective in that situation, so why not just make it more annoying to where we can only select one at once?
Yeah. Plus, I feel like the EXP and drop rate and stuff. It's like, why not just have the things where we can just level them all? And just
Yeah,
have a
and, like,
passive boost. It can't. It's
I feel like, again, that system, I'd say I like it probably more than just like a flat 10% bonus to each of them. Because again, it's more of like a choice thing based on the situation. That I like. However, I don't get why that costs us our tactic points, or why it needs to be involved in the tactics tweaker at all.
plus I find it annoying because of the fact that you kind of need everything. Because if you go for equipment, it's cool, but you might not be getting equipment when you need equipment, and then you're lacking in XP when you need XP, but you don't know which one you need. And also, the equipment's like so random of when it's gonna be.
I mean, again, it's just kind of like set it to one of everything unless you need something specific, and then you have some variability with the others.
It's just, again though, if I was equipment, I can just get better equipment carried by equipment. But then if I'm on XP the entire time, then I'm just higher level, and that makes it easier. Or just makes it harder because you have something. But again,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just find the entire game, as much as I would, I've liked 100% and seeing how much work we put into it, I do not feel like using the wizard's command, having to use my controller, spamming a bunch of restoration items and bullcrap to get through it, and then do
Agreeable.
24
I already feel
more
like I've taken
skirmishes
the
and whip out a
Coliseum,
spreadsheet.
like, one thing farther than I should have.
I don't plan on coming back to it. So,
Yeah.
I think we gave it more than we should have, really. Same with Hi-Fi Rush, but we put like
Yeah, to be
90
fair, I'm
hours
glad
into
we didn't
this.
just, like, I'm glad after we beat the game that we didn't just call it there, because the DLCs were at least interesting. However, I think I probably would have been fine calling it, like, you know, maybe like Hydropolis, you know, maybe a bit earlier.
Yeah. But we are going to get out of here. I assume we're going to be starting New Year's Eve stuff soon. Plus, I'll probably want to try and download whatever the next game we're playing is. But, yeah. You know, for those on the YouTube gang, you know, let us know what you thought about the game. Either just watching the playthrough or yourselves playing it, you know. Tell us if we're wrong.
Defend with your life if you want to.
Yeah, same with Hi-Fi Rush, you know. If maybe it's just me and Jared taking the games too seriously, but if you ask me, they ask us to take it more seriously. Both the games.
Yeah.
So
They ask us to literally, like,
be perfect
give up years of our life for this.
in both those games. So I don't know. Like, I'm fine with difficult games. I, in fact, prefer more difficult games. It's just some difficulty
I
and
prefer
time
a
consumption. Are
certain
different.
type of difficulty. Like, again, more of a Hades difficulty than a Have a Nice Death difficulty, where it's about dodging attacks well and not just getting one shot. But you know, maybe that's just me.
Or like even like Sonic Adventure with getting like those S ranks. It's like it's interesting.
Yeah, that's another thing.
to either route stuff.
Sonic
or
Adventure
figure out how to
versus
do it.
Sonic Heroes. Sonic Adventure is like doing things well, and Sonic Heroes is obviously about that too. But the difference is that Sonic Adventure felt a lot more like a skill thing, and Sonic Heroes felt a lot more like a game's not cooperative kind of thing. And again, that applies to a lot of games.
Yeah, plus I mean like for the most part I enjoyed Code Vein. I mean, I think there was some really stupid stuff to it.
Yeah,
But
I
again,
would
it's
say
the same
Code
as
Vein is
any Dark
definitely a
Souls.
game I enjoyed. I'd rate it pretty highly.
I just feel like with any Souls like you're just gonna get in situations where it is a loss, especially with things like double bosses. There's just unavoidable things. Now personally, I hate
Yeah.
those things, but also there's
Again,
things where a
double
boss
bosses
has a
are like,
mechanic which you can't know or something specific you have to do to make it
yeah,
easy.
because that's kind of exactly the point I was going for. It's like that double boss, I over-leveled super high just because I didn't do what they wanted me to do.
Plus, they don't
And then
have
I just
levels,
wound up being over-leveled.
so you don't know
Yeah.
if you are over leveled or not.
And especially not seeing like anyone else's playthrough beforehand, it's just like, what level am I supposed to be?
Yeah, that's what's annoying about people saying like Souls likes and stuff are easy because, again, if you just know exactly what build and exactly all the boss's moves and what exactly you're supposed to do, of course it's gonna be easier because you understand
Yeah,
every
half the
mechanic.
experience is...
But if you're just
No,
playing,
like 80% of the experience is learning the bosses.
yeah, and also coming up with your own build and how you want to choose to play. So
Yeah.
that's what's dumb about that. But like in Code Vein, I think the difficulty was pretty good. I do think that some of the things should have been a little bit more fair. Like bosses just resisting some things, I feel like is stupid because again, you should just be able to play how you want to play. Like I don't
I
think
agree. I feel like,
I
I
should
don't know,
have
maybe
to
it didn't
swap stuff.
exactly heavily inspire playing one specific weapon the entire time. Because again, you can kind of switch things up, but it's also that's not entirely true.
Plus, you need to upgrade your weapons, and you have to know what your weapons are capable of, and also you have to
Yeah,
spend the
and
time
also
with
you
the
can't know
gifts to
boss
do things.
resistances either, which is kind of lame. Like again, I think it was that Iris or whatever just like was 80% resistant to like lightning and fire. It's like, okay, so you just straight up can't use that stuff, and especially since
Yeah.
like chromes are limited.
And plus, also, like in the final boss, just using the Bayonetta or whatever was just terrible because it resisted like every part of the spells and the slash. So just like unlucky.
Yeah, and again, just not being able to play how you want to play just isn't something Souls games should do, and to my knowledge, they don't really.
And plus, I also
And
feel
especially
like
when it's like really annoying to change weapons, and also they don't tell you that. Like, again, if you just wouldn't have like looked at the stats or tried swapping from Bayonet, you just would have been doing like 80% less damage just because.
yeah. Plus, another thing is that it feels like just some weapons are either overall good or like better in some situations, which is like
What? That's crazy.
but it's just annoying how it's
This is a
like,
Wynder.
yeah, I want to play something like the hammer, but I feel like in a lot of situations the hammer's gonna be impossible because I'm not gonna be able to get a single hit, and all my stuff's gonna be slower to roll. So it's like I just get no damage. But I feel like it's kind of like a Souls like thing for the most part. I just feel like in something like Code Vein, it kind of expects you to fight bosses the same way each time. Like I feel like it's gonna be hard to
Yeah.
fight some of the people with hammer, like, especially like the fast enemies. Like, what am I supposed to do? Wait for them
Yeah,
to
like
stand
I was even
still?
thinking
When do the
just like
bosses stand
again
still?
the White Palace, just those sword
Mm-hmm.
enemies seem like they'd be awful to fight with hammer. Because
Yeah,
Greatsword was only able to get by with the block, but I'm pretty sure Hammer's block is way worse.
but I'm still looking forward to playing it. It's just gonna be rough,
Yeah.
but I don't know. That's kind of annoying, but still, I find Code Vein to be fun, and it's like
I feel
difficulty is
like
also fun, even if it is a
there are
bit
definitely
annoying.
some bigger complaints about that are kind of expected. Like again, just having an AI companion that's like pretty crucial. That's just kind of like it's doomed to be bad sometimes.
I don't know. Point is, I like difficulty in games.
In
I
both
do.
cases.
I don't like games being super easy. I want to be challenged by like every part of it, but I also feel like again, it has to be rewarding. It can't just be something takes forever to kill, and that's what it's like. Oh, but it's more difficult, or things just do 2 times the damage. It's just like
Yeah.
that's not
Again,
more
that's just something I
difficult.
find super lame.
I like when it's more like the movement and stuff is like really good. Like say in this game, it's like hitting the ding dong discipline like dodge and doing stuff like that, and just like going for good staggers and going for good dodges. Like then it feels good. However, when a
Again, it's
wave
about
warrior
being
has
rewarded
one
for things that are difficult.
million health and everything you do doesn't matter, and it's like, oh no, I actually just want to use a wizard's companion. You know, the thing where you stand still and just click 1 of 4 buttons.
Yeah,
It's
and
like,
like say the Nightmare Queen or whatever. It's like which is really just a lot like the slimes. Again, there's just nothing you can really do. All of their options are just really, really good.
like I say again, like something like Tales of Arise, I honestly really enjoyed the difficulty. I think at some points some of the stuff was more difficult than it had to be,
Yeah.
for sure. But overall, I enjoyed the overall difficulty. Like a lot of times you're able to first try
Yeah.
things, especially if you're using
I think
items. But
the
sometimes
real
it might
only
take a
things that
couple
are
of
like
tries.
unnecessarily difficult were definitely just a few bosses I remember being pretty rough regardless. Also definitely like going to the moon or whatever. And we had to like climb 20 levels somewhere in between. Kinda rough.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think it was really just like post game stuff. So it's like that's pretty acceptable
Like I said, I enjoyed that.
if we had a good way to level.
Honestly, I like a lot of Tales games, like their difficulties, like on
Yeah.
normal. Like hard is obviously if you want to do things perfect or for a new game plus.
I feel like Tales games generally, yeah, they're just like a really good difficulty with just some things being really, really awful.
Yeah, but to be
Cough,
fair,
cough, Carol 1v1.
a lot of times you can exploit like weaknesses to make it a lot easier, and also just with how you can control the AI with like selecting things and choosing positions and all that, it
Yeah,
makes it
that's
so much better.
one thing that I really like that I don't think I'll ever get used to not being in other games.
Yeah.
Is just being able to tell your people to heal. It's pretty good actually.
To be fair, in Tales of Vesperia, knowing that Raven has that really good like love shot thing, that would have been good to know. But also, we don't
Yeah.
even know why some of the things worked. Like why he shot multiple arrows and
Why it healed so much, like as I used it more, because I'm pretty sure it's not a thing.
yeah, I don't know. It probably has something to explain. Like maybe the uses transform it or something like that. I assume it's something like that because that's how.
Oh
love
yeah,
works.
because I know there were. Yeah.
But I
It
don't know.
just seems weird for him to be the strongest healer in the game, you know?
The Tales of Symphonia, like the original one, I liked the difficulty for the most part. But again, you saw some of those fights; they were just like atrocious.
In what?
the regular Tales of Symphonia.
Oh, yeah. A lot of that seemed pretty rough.
Yeah, Tales of Symphonia 2, honestly, felt a little too easy with just how the monsters worked. But
I feel like it definitely felt a little easy a lot of the time. But to be fair, again, I think that's kind of a byproduct of it being like a monster tamer kind of thing.
yeah, I agree. Which I don't mind because again, just I feel like it's a less serious Tales game. I think it's one of the easier ones out of all the ones I've played.
Yeah.
Like Arise,
Also, like,
regular
again, it
Symphonia,
still
and
feels
Vesperia.
like satisfying to play, which I can get
It's
behind.
just fun overall. It's just a good game. The story's good. The characters
Yeah.
are good. The combat's good. It's just really all of it's good except that monster
Or
tamer
just that
thing.
turns dreams into reality.
Again, that's another game that would benefit like from Giuseppe's like just the team level, because then your monsters would be like more on par and it'd be more interesting instead of having to level and over level or under level.
I
But
really think that applies to all Tales games
I think that applies
that
to
I
pretty
know
much
of.
every single game where you have individual levels for either monsters or teammates. Just
Yeah,
have a
again, I feel
team
like
level.
individual levels in certain cases can make sense. But again, if they're going to be on your team permanently, why possibly are they different levels?
I just feel like it also sucks when like you want to swap out a teammate, but it's like, can't. They're just under leveled, so I'll just proceed to not use them.
Yeah, that's like the exception to just being like games like that is like in Pokemon. It's like, again, it is just, ooh, too low level, don't want to use them because that's like a 1 to 2 hour time sink of just leveling them to my team.
I don't think it usually is that long. In some games, yes, but I would.
Yeah, definitely not usually, but it's still a bit of a commitment because I know in like a lot of Pokemon games, like and Cormon, which is really where it mainly comes in, you have 3 main units and 3 people that you try and level for half the game.
Yeah, and they never are good enough. But you know, it's what it is.
Eh,
Anyway, though, we've gone to rants and talked about Kuni and stuff. I don't know what game we're playing
I've
next.
got a lot of games actually.
Yeah, I know I want
Rotato Stream,
potatoes.
Moonlighter, back to RoboQuest.
I mean, if there's new stuff. Really, though, the games that I'm leaning towards is Dead Cells. But like I said, having the mindset of we don't like it within like the first stream or two, then we just can call it and never play it again. Not going for any
I'd
achievements
be
or even
down
completing
for
it.
some Dead Cells, honestly.
And also both the Octopaths are on Game Pass. And I've only heard good things about both of those, so I'd be interested. It's just I don't know how much reading I'm gonna have to do, and I don't want to have to read a lot because I doubt that game's voice acted very well. I'm surprised Iden Chronicles was, but I loved that game. That was
Yeah,
insanely good, and I loved the voice acting. All the characters sounded super cool, and I didn't have to
I
like,
feel
read
like
that much.
again, the one thing that well, my biggest complaint more
Really,
so
just
is
the
that there just weren't a lot on a lot of the characters.
I think it was fine though. I feel like you still got the gist of the characters and all that. I
Yeah,
definitely
and it
could have been
definitely
more
makes
fleshed
sense because
out.
again,
There's 100 of them.
I'd be like kind of probably bored a decent amount of the time if they went into all the characters as much as I'd want them to go into like Yusuke and stuff.
I think it's a good though because they can have follow-up games where it's like you may not play these characters, you might have some, but then you'll meet the other characters and see how they progressed over the time. Like we'll see Yusuke again. Like, yo,
Yeah.
look at him. He's actually done what he wanted to do, and Yugo, he's done all the stuff he's wanted to do. So it's cool, to where it's like you get that, even though it's not like super detailed, you got to see that they got to achieve what they did or didn't achieve what they did. And I think it would benefit a lot from a second, like a sequel.
I agree.
Um,
Or even just something weird like just not necessarily a spin-off game because I feel like that doesn't really apply here, but
just like something in the same
yeah.
world.
Mm.
Yeah, I agree. I think it'd be pretty cool. But like I said,
Especially
as
if
a
it's
game
like
itself,
also something to where it's like basically it follows just a completely random character.
yeah. Like I said, I enjoyed the game. The couple of things I didn't enjoy were mostly just achievements, like the card battles, but that was strictly optional, and for the achievement.
Yeah.
Same with the new game
You know,
plus.
all things
even though the
considered, I
thing-
kind of liked
Egg
the
races.
random minigames in it compared to a lot of. Okay, Eggfoot Race is different story.
To be fair,
I
they were
take back
cool
my previous
systems.
statement.
I just think they could have been a
I
lot
feel like
better.
they were cool systems, but they were bad systems.
Again, not that many card battles. The Eggfoot races being a lot more like easy, pretty much. Just make it like a fun
Yeah,
thing
like,
that takes
again,
like an hour, but it's like fun
Card
and cool.
battles like beat 5S ranks. That's an achievement right there.
Yeah, let's kind of call it there. And then yeah, pretty much just stuff like that. And also like the Bakwa thing was kind of annoying, but again, if you know how to do it, it really isn't that bad. At least to get
Yeah,
the
it's just
character.
again one of those things where it's like it didn't really explain that well.
Like I said, I was fine with mostly everything because again, they were just optional achievements. It's just I think those optional achievements they made you kind of do a little bit too much, which is annoying.
Yeah.
And then getting all the heroes, but then missing out on the one because we didn't get the character because we didn't think we could get it. That was annoying. But
Yeah.
again, pretty much those were my main complaints, and a lot of those wouldn't be an issue playing it again. And the fact that I was able to enjoy it the first time and have a lot of fun, and then also be more enjoyable the next time, that's how a game should be. Really.
Yeah.
Like that's how Sonic Adventure feels. Like
That's
both
really how a
Sonic
lot of
Adventures.
Tales games feel, honestly. At least Vesperia.
It's just having that information is like so cool to where it's excited to play again. You know, instead of
Yeah, it just leaves things on a good note, really.
I don't know, but yeah, we are gonna get out of here and see what other game we're gonna play. But this will be the last stream of the year. 6 hours until
Ooh.
2025. But as always, make sure to like, follow, and obey. And we'll catch you on the flippity flop ribbit. And if you're on YouTube, links to the description, links to Twitch, the TikTok, and Twitter. Always want to watch live. And if you're on Twitch, exclamation any switch screen, and you can link it directly to it. But I will see you guys next year. What? What?
Get ready for some really bad jokes next stream.
Yeah. It's gonna be like a whole year till next year, Jared. You know?
Hot dang.
I'm out of here.